The views expressed in this presentation are those of the host and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brothers, we are at Refreshment.
I'll sit in the corner and look cool and be like, what up? That's me.
I don't want to talk about you either, Marty, but here we are.
Just because my style isn't death.
I truly regret this already.
I regret this.
The 10 of your faithful crest.
Oh man, it is great. I can feel this.
That's assuming anybody even watches the podcast.
Yeah. The 5 minutes that I watched, I really did enjoy it.
Welcome to the At Refreshment Masonic video podcast. I'm your host, Wesley Ruder. And as you can see, we got all the regulars here. So let's introduce everybody. We will start to my right. We've got
Will Einfeld, Elmhurst 941.
far left.
Joseph Malatia, Lombard Lodge, number 1098.
Name changes for everyone around.
Yoshi, Villa Park Lodge, number 1113.
And our guest will let you introduce himself. So,
Eric Maxa, Villa Park 1113.
thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it. So, this time around, I know you weren't there because you were too busy doing something else today. But Will here has gone through his Templar degrees, and that's what we're going to talk about today.
Will, did you do all 3 orders today?
I did all 3. Got the Red
All 3
Cross,
orders.
Order
That's
Malta,
awesome.
and
Long day, right?
it was a very long day, but
Yeah.
very much worth it as a huge history buff, both now and before becoming a Mason.
Right.
Becoming a Templar has been a lifelong goal, and it was cool to finally do it.
But you were pretty amped up today, huh? You got there super early, huh?
Yeah. So every now and then, my travel anxiety gets a little best of me, and when you read a text message that says be there at 10, and you communicate it to the guy that you're going with that you're going to be there at 10, and you end up picking him up at 7:45 for about a 15-minute drive, and then you show up to an event that starts at 10 at about 8:15 in the morning, and you pull into an empty parking lot going, did I get the day right?
You know what though? Over there in Oak Lawn, they are punctual. All right. When they say 10, 10. When they say 9, 9. Like we pulled up like about a half hour early. We thought we'd be like, we'd go in.
You figured the guys are getting coffee, a little conversation. No, but there's like a procession of every parking lot. Spot like 3 minutes before they open. I'm like, you have an operation here.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I have been known to suffer from a little travel anxiety, and I get to places early under the best of circumstances.
Right.
But getting the start time wrong by an hour was a little new for me. But there was a nice diner right around the street from the lodge that I went to. And
Which diner did you go to?
Brothers, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You went to Brothers Diner?
Les Brothers.
Yeah, Les Brothers. Yeah.
Oh, Les Brothers?
Yeah, they're a good place.
Hold on. Do you know why that's interesting?
I know a few reasons why it's interesting, but maybe.
Well, Les Brothers is actually owned by a brother from Oak Lawn Lodge, where you're at.
Oh, that's mighty convenient. I have some stories to tell him about.
The Oak Lawn Lodge or Lawn Lodge? Because they both meet at Oak Lawn.
Okay, here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell all of you right now. If you have a temple building that's got 8 lodges in it, I don't know who's in which one.
No.
I just know that guy's at that building.
Yeah, that's
Right.
right.
Shout out to the 8 lodges that meet in my building.
Yeah, you have dude, you're collecting lodges like Thanos collects power crystals over at Elmhurst.
I am
Jebs, I'm sorry.
As a district officer, I'm running out of hands to put my lodges in.
Will, I want to, dude, I apologize, man. I'm so sorry I couldn't have been there for you today, man. I was so excited for you to do this. As I know, me and you've talked before about it, because that was my Masonic goal, was to become a Templar, and I wish I could have been there for you, man. But I'm so glad you went through it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about it at great length, and it would have been cool to have you there. I mean, it would have been cool to have all you guys there, but there's really only one person who really loves me who showed up, and that was this man right here.
There are many times.
Why am I always the one that, showing up when no one else can show up? But when everyone else shows up, I'm
and
just
I tell you
like,
what, there are
fuck it, I can't
few
make it.
people who will tell you they don't want to be somewhere more than this guy will, and then every time the guy's like, "Hey, I'm here for you," and you're like, "Wes, you spent the last."
Because everybody else bails
You know what's
out.
amazing is Wes did that for my 3rd degree. He's like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. 5 minutes before my 3rd degree started, I see Wes right outside.
He comes
hobbling right inside.
No one else is gonna be there. I really want you to be there, man. Come on, I'll give you a cigar. I got a bottle.
But that's 100% the West End. You're right, because all week, we have this production chat for the show that just never ends. But all week, Wes is in there like, I'm not going, I'm just skipping this weekend. The 5 minutes before it starts, you just hear a big cane just slap the door, and it swings open, and all this sunlight walks in, and like the last Texas Ranger, Wes is like, I'm here for the Masonry!
Speaking of which, I don't even know where it is. Oh, there it is, right there.
No, and I give Wes a hard time about most things, but I've really got him to thank for today even happening, because I've been looking into becoming a Templar probably for the last year and a half, and every time I looked into it, all I would hear is we're either shut down for Corona or we're doing it, but we've got all these restrictions.
Well, that was the interesting thing. While some of Masonry took an abridged version, maybe slowed down, maybe got a little Zoom meeting-ish, the Grand Encampment legitimately did shut everything down.
They were like, you couldn't do anything.
And
nothing. Because as far as I know, throughout Masonry, the Order of the Temple is the only one that is not cut down or has a short form. You need to be touching brothers, doing things.
Well, which for anyone who's gone through their orders, there's no way it can be.
No,
I don't.
You know what? And honestly, I wouldn't want an abridged version of it. I mean, it is so grand in its own right. You have to do it. Just the way it's supposed to be.
I mean, do you listen to Freebird without the guitar solo?
No.
Exactly.
And the timing of it couldn't have worked out any better. The Right Eminent Grand Commander, correct me if his title is wrong there, but he was just out at a Keystone meeting 2 weeks ago.
He was
giving a talk about it, and
Big John Sasson.
I literally went home that night, and when I got home, I texted Wes. I'm like, I'm ready to do it. Let's do it. Can you make it happen?
We talked again that night too.
Yeah.
When we were walking out, you're like, I got it. You and Brent, and you're like, dude, I got to do it. I got to do it. I'm like, you do.
I literally texted Wes going like, I just let me know when it's going to happen. And Wes is like, yeah, I pulled some strings. I don't know how, but you're like, you're going to get it done tomorrow. Like, all right, paperwork.
You have 6 hours to get
that out. Just kidding.
But actually, one thing I wanted to touch on what you said, that the Right Eminent Commander was there, who is John Sasson, who's in charge of the state of Illinois for the commandery, the temple, or however you want to say it. Now, what's interesting about his title, Right Eminent. Now, if you think about the other two York Rite bodies, you have the most excellent Grand High Priest, and you have the most illustrious Grand Master for the Royal Arch and the Cryptic, respectively. Mm-hmm. Now, John won't get that title in charge of the state because the Grand Encampment is over everything. So he can't have the most, because while much like your Grandmaster, I think these people are sovereign to their state and their thing. Templar is huge compared to that.
Yeah, there's the one body for the grand line, if you will, for the country.
Yeah, I knew the Grand Encampment, but I didn't realize that was why he's.
That's why he's Right Eminent, because there's actually a most on top.
Yeah, because
that makes sense.
Nationwide. As far as I know, and I could be wrong, it's really big, East Coast, and then Texas.
Oh yeah, really, Texas. Really we know a lot of brothers in Texas, and the commandery out there is tight. Like they are, wow.
Dude, Texas is hilariously funny like that, because we have a lot of grotto friends from Texas.
Yeah.
And I remember at the last Supreme convention on Wednesday night they served a big taco dinner, which was lovely. And then someone commented, like, oh, I wonder if the people from Texas like it, because I guess they're so used to getting good Mexican food, because Texas and Mexico, they're right there. And it just dawned on me, and I said it out loud, and a bunch of people from Texas laughed. I said, don't worry, the people from Texas were too busy telling you they're from Texas to even wonder what the food tasted like. They are a truly weird breed down there.
You know what? Hey, I just came back from vacation from there. We went and visited friends. And I'm not going to lie, I loved it down there. I loved every minute of
You bought cowboy boots?
I bought cowboy boots.
You bought a cowboy hat?
I bought a cowboy hat.
Did you go to a rodeo?
Went to a rodeo.
You got a buckle?
You got a
No, I did
flannel
not
too?
get a buckle.
Oh.
I did not get a buckle.
You got a flannel at the John Wayne Museum.
Yeah, I did get a flannel at the John Wayne Museum.
I love that. When you told me, like, I bought a flannel at the John Wayne Museum, like, dude, they touristed the crap out of you.
We did. Look, me and my wife, we spent a lot of money, but you know what? Our friends that hosted us, they spent a lot of money on us, and I just thank them for the great time that they gave us. I mean, they took us to great restaurants. We got to see a lot of great sights. And honestly, I get it. Why Texans are so proud to be from Texas, because it was a beautiful state. Great food, great people.
Immense amount of history.
Yeah.
He was only there for a little bit.
Yeah, I was there for
visiting
I wasn't even there
Texan.
a week. I was not even there a week. and we were just in the Dallas, Fort Worth area, and didn't get to see, half the stuff I wanted to. Because, I mean, like, again, we were only there for a little bit, but it was wonderful. It was a good time. I can't wait to go back.
So before we kind of segue back to the Templar topics of the day,
we got way off
if
topic.
you guys don't mind, I would like to send a special message to all of our brothers, Sir Knights, Prophets, and everybody in Texas. Do you guys mind?
No.
General Santa Anna.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God.
So, Will, was it everything you expected? Was it more? Was it less? Was it just like...
I think it was definitely more than I expected. I mean, being able to see them, open and form before the degree even started was really cool.
Because it was also their...
It was also their...
saying that.
Yeah, it was also their grand inspection, I think.
Yes, it
Was there night work?
that's why.
There might
I
have
don't
been
know.
some night work.
You don't know? Oh, yeah, you both didn't stay long enough.
Well, all right. Before I even realized that we were having, because I've been working on Friday nights as much as I'm able to work, I didn't know that, it's the 6th. It just came up right away. But I'm like, well, we got this to do to shoot hair. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I'll stay there for a few hours, like 5-6 hours. I can't stay 2 more hours because I got to come up here and just, hobble around and set everything up.
And
so.
not to dramatically foreshadow the second half of the episode, but there might have also been an event at Villa Park Lodge tonight that Wes and I had to attend.
Yeah.
Yep. So I emailed John Sansone, Illinois Grand Commander. I'm like, hey, me and Will have got to skip out on that night work. Sorry.
No, but what I was saying.
I remember when we skipped out on our night work.
So
I don't even think you guys knew.
No, we had no idea. We were like done. We were like we were like about to pass out from being tired.
I was
it was
waiting
like
for you to
all
say
night.
half in the bag. I'm like,
No, we
I
weren't
wish
half
I
in the bag.
was.
Yeah, I wish we were. And then we were like, oh, cool, we're gonna leave. And then all of a sudden, you guys are gonna stay for the night work. And we're like,
it's like a joke.
like we thought they were kidding. Oh, no, serious.
Yeah.
No, we haven't eaten. I'm going home. Like I've been here for almost like 12 hours. I have my wife waiting for me at home.
12 hours.
Like,
No, you were there for 6 hours and he doubled it.
No, we were there way
No,
longer than
that
dude.
was an 8-hour day.
That was like at least an 8-hour day,
Yeah,
dude.
that
It was
was.
nighttime when we left. All right, it was dark as hell.
When you guys, when did you get in?
What, it was like-
What month was it?
It was September,
No, was it September? That was October.
August. I only got that many. I keep guessing. When was
it
it?
was April.
It was October.
It was fall. I know it was fall.
Yeah. So it was already getting dark early.
Dude, listen.
Was it
man.
October or September?
We got there about like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't leave until about 6, 7 at night.
We also showed up to an empty parking lot.
We also did solo show.
Oak Lawn always does
Apparently, as is
their
Templar tradition.
order of the temple and their inspection in October,
Told you
late
that,
October, early November.
Okay, well, was my first guess was right then? You're standing there like I don't
No,
know.
we started about 9 o'clock. You guys had to get there about 8. So night work ended up happening a little bit earlier. I failed to tell you guys.
No, you didn't fail to tell us.
Yes, I did. I know I did. Because I completely forgot.
Well, okay.
He even see me and even, how I am with pain and everything. Putting an act on now, there's only so long I can do it. And I just forgot to tell you guys.
So little known fact about that day. So the day we did our 3 orders, which was similar to your day, I think we did ours 2-3 years ago. I ripped my toenail off on the way into the building.
You have toenails?
Don't believe the hype.
I still don't understand. You tripped.
Yeah,
and you're like, dude, my foot is killing me. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, come on, dude, we got to do this thing. And he's like, no, dude, I got to sit down for a minute. And like, he takes off his shoe and
just fill it with blood.
yeah, I was just like,
So I did that whole day, just writhing in pain in this terrible dress shoe, just filling up with blood. It feels all squishy in there, and I'm just mad. And I'm like, I wish I still had my toenail. Like, that's all I could think. And then, I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, finally I can leave. My foot's killing me. I got to go put it up or, do something with this bloody stub of a toe I got going right now. I don't even know how I ripped this toenail off. And then, some guy looks at me, you're not staying for the night work? And I'm like, okay, first off, I don't know what that is. And second off, no, I have to leave now.
yeah.
And it was right after some guy explained to me that I could get for only $400, I can get this really cool the goose feather hat, which actually for the two different ostrich, a beaver skin hat.
The goat feathered hat?
Yeah, the goat feathered hat. Which for those that don't know, please Google it. There's 2 outfits for the Templar with the cap and mantle, 3.
Cap and mantle, then there's
Which I'm a fan
the
of.
drill, whatever. What's it?
I really like the
Okay.
tie with the chap.
All the hats are considered the cap and mantle.
Okay,
mantle.
see.
All right. So there's the double-breasted one with the, as you said, the goose feathers.
Yeah, that looks sexy.
Okay. Then there's the one I really loathe, the one with the white mantle.
The flowing
cloak.
Why do you hate that so
the
much?
flowing cloak that
Okay,
glistens in the
if
wind
you
as
know
you
me-
descend from the east.
If you know me, I've explained it before, and we've had to edit it out on the show because people will just go, the conspiracy theory nuts will go crazy about what I have to say about that.
Oh, are you doing the clan robe theory?
Yeah, so thank you. I'm going to have to bleep that out. But.
Don't believe. Here's the thing. The clan doesn't own white robes. If I want to wear a white robe because I feel it's fashionable, I'm going to do it.
Like, oh my gosh, this just looks terrible, especially when you put the hood on and it's got the point on
Okay,
it.
look, I'm not trying
Dude,
to.
they stole that from, I forget what they're called now, but back in
The
Spain, the priest,
yes,
you
I
know,
that.
during...
But, okay, anyways, there's those two outfits, and then there's the pilot outfit, which is the summer outfit. What it is, it's just a white shirt
That's with the white cap,
short
right?
sleeves, and you got the sailor's cap
Yeah,
or the
the
captain's cap.
okay.
That, to me, I just don't like the sailor's hat or the captain's cap.
Actually, I've seen that one. That one looks fly to me.
So anyways, so Eric, since, we haven't really mentioned you in this, you get to have a long day, night work, and you get to look like and lose a toe. Sound like you want to join?
That's a hell of a pamphlet. You just
Masonry.
Masonry. 1 day a month.
Yeah, the biggest lie in masonry. The biggest lie in masonry. It's only 1 day a month.
It's 1 day a month. Well, I mean, I'm relatively new. I think my next step is not to join the Knights Templar immediately, but I've already put my feet into a couple of different organizations. Thanks, Marty.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got to thank Marty for that. Hey, as long as there's not a new charter going around, you got a chance to get away from Marty.
You know what? I'm new to the grotto, but Marty got me into the charter of the High 12 as an officer.
Yeah, so the funny thing is the High 12 thing, which somehow our High 12 episode of Mark Noakes is one of our most viewed episodes.
Yeah, that's crazy. How is that? Like,
that's on the podcast then, yeah.
And I still remember that, too, because, a little bit after that, I was somewhere with Mark, and I was having some refreshments. And I don't know, I'm like, maybe I do want a High 12 chapter. And then I woke up, and I'm not saying I had buyer's remorse, but maybe I should have kicked the tires on that bad boy a little bit.
I found out I was going to be an officer for High 12 because Marty's like, hey, by the way, you're an officer now. I was like, to what?
That's his MO.
I've learned.
That's
He's like,
his
Wes, hey, you want to be in High 12? Yeah, I'll just do it. You're going to be an officer. No.
I didn't even know it was a High 12. I didn't even know it was a High 12. He just asked if I
Look,
wanted to be an
I
officer.
think
Okay, all
there's
right.
a few of us that still don't know what High 12 is.
We literally had the future president of the organization on, started one. I still got questions.
Yeah. Mark Noakes, I'm sorry, even though after the episode you did, I'm still like, I don't know what we're going to do other than just have dinner and that's it.
I was genuinely excited for that High 12 episode because I really wanted to know what High 12 is, and I've watched it twice, still have no idea.
Me too.
Okay.
And I'm an officer.
And I'm talking at your High 12 meeting
The
on Monday.
best way I
can
can describe High 12 is it is what you do with it. And recently, our chapter has done or club or whatever, has done some very cool things, like throwing the Halloween party for the D Malay group and all that.
Yeah, that was. I got to see the pictures from that. That was really good.
So we're always one good meeting away from figuring out what this club's supposed to do.
And then it all changes.
Yeah, it all changes.
I'm excited to talk to you guys on Monday.
Oh yeah,
oh wait, we got a meeting Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, we do.
Monday. It is
Oh,
Saturday
for what?
right
High
now.
12?
So,
For High 12, it's a High 12 meeting Monday.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know, whatever.
last night was Grotto. Today we had the Villa Park event and the Templar event. And then we're recording. Then tomorrow we get a day off.
right back.
And then,
And then right back into it on Monday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's laundry day, so I can clean all my clothes.
And then
for
a
the
week
rest of the
later,
week.
we have installation for
Villa Park.
Yeah, there was Scottish Rite yesterday. And
Oh yeah,
Oh, yes,
this,
right.
actually,
Yeah,
this is the
at
big
that.
VOC reunion
Well, you
weekend.
know, let's not get into that because we got a couple other things.
I heard they had a really good program with like roasters and comedians. I mean, I'm not in the Scottish Rite, but I would have loved to see that roast.
Yeah, I would love
to
to
have
see
seen
it
that
too. I
roast.
heard it was really, really good. So.
Yeah,
All
I heard
right,
that
with
too.
that, we're going to have to take a break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We left off Still talking about commandery. So, Will, you said you enjoyed the day. I'm glad you joined. I'm glad that I was able to get you in, and that the degree went as smoothly as a degree can possibly go.
Yeah, and like I said, not only the degree, but the whole experience, and sharing it with one of my best friends in Masonry, my brother Brent from Elmhurst. We're both military guys, so it was really cool, at least during the opening, to see them marching around. Like, Brent and I were able to see what they were doing, and we were leaning into each other, like, whispering the commands that the floor officers were about to give during march, because, it's basic military parade march that he and I have done more than we care to admit. To be able to see these guys, open and inform something that neither one of us have ever seen before, and to know exactly what they were about to do before they were doing it.
So, now question regarding this, right? I'm relatively new to Masonry. Mm-hmm. I was just raised in June. That's York Rite?
Yes.
Yes, it's part of the York Rite.
Yeah,
okay.
One of the bodies of York Rite.
Yeah, so I'm still getting used to what goes where.
Yeah. York Rite consists of chapter, council, and commandery.
And?
And Blue Lodge. But that's part of it. You gotta remember, you gotta be a Blue Lodge member to join anything else.
Right.
Right. And Blue Lodge is always the most important. And there's a few other like invite only or I don't know, call them side.
Oh my God! There's so many goofy caveats within the York Rite.
There really is.
AMD,
but
Knight Masons,
but the
Constantine, priesthood. There's a ton.
Because the three of us, Wes, Marty, and myself, during the grand chapter session, we joined the High Priesthood. Yeah, Holy Order of the High Priesthood, which was pretty cool. I thought that was an awesome thing. I think we talked about that before.
I think we did too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the main part with York Rite is there's the Blue Lodge, and there's chapter, council, and commandery.
Okay. So depending on your view, because the Scottish Rite has its pinnacle with the 32 and then the 33rd degree. Blue Lodge, its pinnacle, obviously the third degree.
Yeah.
And the pinnacle in York Rite is the Order of the Temple, which
becoming a Knights Templar.
Okay.
And honestly, that's the only time I thought you do get knighted, but you do get knighted in a couple other orders.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, maybe for me, because of the way the degree is and how, religious I was at one point, was like the pinnacle for my Masonic career. I don't think I'll ever see a 33rd degree. So for me, that's how it is. That's the pinnacle.
I agree with you, because like honestly, that was my
Like I
goal.
said, for me, not maybe you, Marty, but for me.
No.
Because everything else was fun. Like Grotto is fun, but it wasn't the same meaning as
Grotto's like an anti-pinnacle.
Right. And so, but there's other people that see it different ways.
Yeah. Not only, the Order of the Temple, not only was it, in my opinion, the most amazing degree that I've gone through as a Mason, I think it had a little bit of everything in it for everybody. It's, in order to be a Templar, you have to be a Christian. Going through the Order of the Temple, that's the first time the New Testament.
I thought you don't have to be a Christian. You just have to agree to defend Christ.
You defend Christianity.
But
that's
getting into commandery, that's the first appearance of the New Testament within Masonry.
Yeah.
So I walked into it expecting it to be super religious, and there was a lot of religious overtones to it. But the thing that hit me the most was how much of the historical accuracy was in it. And I don't want to give away anything from the degree, but when you go back into the time of the Crusades, the journey that someone had to go on when they were leaving France and going on the pilgrimage to Jerusalem, how much of that?
How many years was it?
7 years.
And how many chairs to get to Worshipful Master? How many officers? 7, to have a quorum at Lodge, right? There's so much in numerology that exists between that pilgrimage. And then when you do those degrees, and then you think of the 7, and you start thinking about the Lodge chairs and everything, you're like, oh, I get that now.
And it's like, not only was it the most beautiful degree that I've gone through in Masonry, but as you're going through it, like a lot of the other degrees in Masonry, even the degrees going through a chapter, everything's going by so fast, it's such a blur, like you don't realize what's going on. With this one, everything is set up in such a way that even though everything's going by fast, it's like everything still slows down, and you're picking up on little things and stuff just making sense. And maybe it's just being a huge history buff and how much I was looking forward to this, like just taking it all in and seeing all just a little tiny thing.
It's ornate. It's almost. It's like
It's an experience.
Crazy.
No, it is an experience.
It is an
And,
experience.
Like I've talked before. We've talked before. You know, we've mentioned it before on the show. Like it is one of my favorite things that I've gone through in Masonry was going through the Order of the Temple and the other orders too. You know, all our degrees are wonderful. They are beautiful in their own right. You know, I just, in my personal opinion, going through the orders, maybe it was just because that was my goal in Masonry.
Yeah, you were talking about
Templar.
that. From like the minute you show up, you're like, I want to be a Templar.
But like you said,
you know, and it just, you're in awe. You're like, wow. And then there's the one part that I always think about in the Order of the Templar, the Order of the Temple. You know, there's this part in there, and you in your head, in my head at least, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this now. You know, there was that part, and it's wow. So it's a wow.
Like you said off camera before we started recording, you said it takes 7 years from France to get to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And you go through that in the Templar degrees, and you have to do it by foot from France to.
Yeah.
So
and
Marty proved that from losing a toenail.
Yeah,
he really took it that serious.
Yeah,
that he lost a toenail.
Yeah,
to
the minute-
prove that he actually traveled.
When I was standing
Jerusalem.
outside the lodge waiting for that order, because it's not a degree, more it's an order, and I thought, I really want an authentic experience.
Yeah.
Let me just rip this toenail off.
Like I can't exactly.
Let me get into the character of this whole pilgrimage.
No way I can give myself a 7-year blister as I'm standing in this parking lot. What can I do? Let me just rip the toenail off and just commit all the way.
Marty was so damn committed. He's like,
Marty's commitment to.
I want the real experience.
Historical Masonic accuracy is.
So interesting
second to none.
factoid, I've actually ripped off 2 toenails due to Masonry.
Yeah.
Because one year we were doing the polar plunge for Special
you did
Olympics.
a 14-year pilgrimage.
No, one year I'm running into the frozen lake. I run right into a rock, lose another toenail, and I'm like, okay, I'm in.
You had swim shoes on. You had water shoes on.
You saw the missing. I'm losing.
I still don't. I still can't.
Dude,
believe
I
that.
lose toenails like people lose
So what we're saying
change.
is Marty's weak.
In the toenail department, yeah, I'll give you that.
I mean, maybe there's.
These toenails, they're calling in sick. They're not doing their job. I might have to put a little paint on these guys.
Takes out your toes. Like
you taking the daily vitamin there?
Yes, I do.
Soaking some Epsom
Man,
salt.
get some vitamins.
No, what's even crazier? Oh God, I remember
Don't worry,
going to
buddy.
my
We'll
vitamin.
get you a petty.
We'll get you some Flintstones.
Oh, I love a good petty.
I mean, the guy that I got the Order of the Temple with today, like, I'm pretty sure we broke one of his toes at Hinsdale Lodge for a 2nd degree.
There might be a connection.
The poor guy is hoodwinked, and he got walked right into a rod holder, and like the deafening thud that his foot made when he hit that thing. And the most impressive thing I've ever seen in Masonry was him keeping a straight face.
Yeah, and you guys had those solid ones, those solid rod holders.
Well, that was
man,
you said that was at Lombard?
No, it's Hinsdale.
Hinsdale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. No, those. Oh, that's like just a block of metal.
Yeah, the sound that it made hurt my soul.
The kneelers have pads to kneel down. Why don't we have toe pads?
Yeah, or
Because you're not supposed to walk the guy.
Yeah, you're
into
not
that.
supposed to. Like,
Maybe-
But you know what's funny?
maybe
When that
you've
happened
got
to
a
him,
trusted companion, you're blindfolded. Maybe
yeah,
you should maybe
go forward, fear no danger, trust your guy.
maybe not walk him into things.
But dude, okay, so here's the thing though. So he completely stayed straight faced. How much do you want to bet at that moment he's thinking, was that supposed to happen?
I talked to him about it, and the one thing that went through his mind was, holy shit, the YouTube videos are right. They're about to kill me.
We're gonna start at your toe, work our way up.
yeah.
So okay, well, I'm glad that you
Yeah,
went
no,
through.
it was a great experience. Couldn't have been happier with the day. Again,
Yeah, dude. Well, it's
huge
awesome,
appreciation to Wes for making it happen.
Yeah, I'm always nervous that anybody I get in to Templar, that they might not like it because we had Isaac on the show, and he's the only one that said that he didn't really care for it. And so I'm like always nervous, like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't have like an Isaac experience.
That's
Isaac.
That's
Isaac though, man.
He wore
Like-
shorts to a degree once. He doesn't get opinions anymore.
And I've always kind of looked at it as, it boils down to cost, and especially in the York Rite bodies, the cost is not a lot. And even if it's not something for you right now,
Yeah.
get in while you get the chance, pay your dues, stay active, and then at some point in your life, you're going to want to circle back to it. And it's a lot easier to circle back to something when you're already in it.
Yeah,
That's true.
no, that's true. Very
It's
true.
like, I don't know how active I'm going to be in half the nonsense that I get pulled into, and I'd rather join it now, and the cost for the stuff isn't that much.
No.
When you've got time to be active, then you're already in it. You don't have to worry about petitioning and meeting guys and going through degrees. It's because you're already in.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's a pretty good closing thought on that.
So remember that, Eric. Next time somebody hands you a dues card.
I've got 4.
Yeah,
Those
are rookie numbers. Got to pump those numbers up.
I don't want to post.
I've only been in 4 months.
One a month. One dues card a month.
I don't want to spoil it or anything, but next month you might be approached to sell some corn.
I was sitting at your last recording session with Pat Robbins. First words out of his mouth.
Hide your
So
wallet.
when you join the York Rite, I'm like, I don't know.
He's like, you got any 20s in your wallet? I got coins.
Well, actually, I have a feeling you might become exalted on February 19th.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
And then right after that, we're going to hand you a bushel of corn and a petition.
But we'll talk about that later.
All right.
So,
One night a month.
One night a month.
yeah, only
I
one
night a
haven't-
month.
I haven't
I'm
cooked
up to
dinner
8
in-
nights a week.
I haven't cooked dinner in like 6 weeks.
Only one long night a month.
I literally have not. Every lunch break I take at work, I only do Villa Park secretary stuff. And actually, we gotta start telling guys like we do that whole pitch with guys. Oh, you can be active as you want to be. It's just one meeting a month, one of this. We just gotta tell them like, dude, like, are you like looking for something to consume your soul? Because boy, do I have it.
Oh, God.
Dude, you know what's funny?
When we tell you it's one night a month, we don't tell you that it's one night of masonry. It's you get one night of your life a month. Masonry gets you the other 30 days of that month.
Every fourth Wednesday, go home, make love to your wife. Besides that, you're gonna be at this stuff.
And by the way, you only get about 4 minutes to make love to her because you got the minutes that you got to type up.
No, it's
got
funny
Rich
that
Paul
you guys
Gallarn.
like we're talking about this now. It's like I just got done having a conversation with a friend of mine who's a non-Mason, and he flat out he's like, dude, how do you do what you do? Because like he sees what I post on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. He knows about the show, and he flat out he's like, dude, where do you get this time? How do you do this? I don't even get it. I'm like, dude, it's what I do.
Well, that's the thing. You make
know?
time for the things
Yeah.
that are important to you.
Exactly. I don't think I'm missing out on anything.
No.
I see my daughter when I get to see my daughter. I spend time with my wife I've tried to. Oh, pardon me. I've tried to limit it to like 2 to 3 things.
3 nights a week is my
Yeah.
sweet spot.
And everything else, is home life.
And I think what helps is, as you get more active, you find out that when you're hanging out with the same guys, 3 or 4 nights a week, they become your family, they become your friends.
Well, it makes it a little
Quickly.
bit easier.
Yeah, and then it's not like you're doing masonry 3 or 4 nights a week. You're hanging out with your friends 3 or 4 nights a week. And when you view it through that lens, like hanging out with the boys 3 nights a week doesn't seem all that crazy.
Yeah, actually, I'll be honest, and I hate to say like we're cheating the fans at home, but the great fun conversations we have as friends, like while we're doing mic checks and everything, if we can put out what we're actually talking about off camera.
Yeah, the off-camera stuff.
Refreshment at night, yeah.
But no, you end up with this like amazing, great group of friends. Like I hate to say it's like mafioso or something kind of crazy, but it just becomes what it is. Mm-hmm. This is what you do.
Yeah,
this is where you go. This is who you hang out with.
Yeah,
Then a lot of our chicks are like really close friends.
Yeah.
Little behind the fourth wall. All of our women are at Kohl's together right now.
Yeah.
Not mine.
Not mine.
Oh yeah,
When we started this podcast, everybody that's on this now, I made them prick their finger and burn a picture. So
It was a picture of Wes.
No,
but I think the longer that you're in masonry, you find out all your friends become Masons. Like I think right now I have maybe 2 friends that aren't Masons.
I don't think so much that it's you find your friends to become Masons, but I think you find that the quality of your friendships lies in Masonry more than you do outside.
Yeah.
I really don't. I have a couple friends, but everybody else, like you guys, I have brothers.
I have one non-Masonic friend, and sometimes I find it very strugglesome to speak with him because I realize, like, when I try to describe my week, a lot of it doesn't land. Like,
He isn't drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Well, no, in a strange way. I'm like, I love you with all my heart. I hope you're doing well. I'm glad we caught up on these things. There's certain things like Godzilla movies and stuff we could talk about, but I know it's kind
He chooses Godzilla movies.
No, you don't.
well, no, dude, you know what I'm talking about. He's super into Godzilla.
No, I get it. What you're saying, is we have a lot of the same friends that are non-Masons, and I don't think it's really hard to talk to them, but I do catch myself sometimes talking about masonry. I'm like, wait a minute. No, this
You
is,
don't
we
actually-
need to talk about what
No,
we,
yeah, and you know who actually kind of taught me a lesson about that once was you.
Me.
Believe it or not.
He's not pointing at me.
No,
Okay.
no, Wes has taught me nothing. I've actually unlearned things knowing Wes. And Chris, who's going to be behind the camera, who's helping with the cameras, and I think he's going to be on this episode here in a second. Me and Stephanie were at dinner at Brother Ruben's restaurant, and then I picked up some extra limited edition beers I wanted to bring to Chris or something. And you were with Chris that night over at that one lunar spot that Chris likes to go to. And I was talking to Chris. Actually, I think I think we're actually talking about how fucking much of a miserable cripple you are. If I actually remember the conversation.
Sounds about right. That's the one part of the conversation he does remember.
Most of the conversations that happen
Let's
after
talk about
hours
how
is
much
all
of a
about how Wes.
asshole Wes is. And
Yeah,
how he's got to look around everybody.
Hallmark of
but then
Illinois
you weren't
Masonry.
really in yet. You were really close to Chris, and now you're 100% in. But you're like, dude, you said it. You're like, guys, I have no idea what the hell you guys are really talking about. And I was like, okay, this is kind of because me and him went into talking shop super quick.
Yeah.
But you're not privy to this conversation. I was like, okay, I really have to register this in mixed company better, just out of respect to the people in the room to not make them feel excluded.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it becomes
You got
such a big part of your life. Like, I just got elected as worshipful of my lodge, so, anytime any of my friends...
They didn't have anybody else?
They didn't have anybody else.
Nobody else.
Yeah, God help them. Well, they didn't. I don't think they had the balls to tell me no, is what it really came down to. But, I've been knee-deep in that all week, planning out my year, getting everything ready. Anytime one of my non-Mason friends is like, hey, what's going on in your life? I'm like... And it turns into one of those things where you tell them everything that's going on, and they get that I don't know what that is, but
Yeah, they give you
like,
that blank
congratulations.
stare. If I know exactly what you're talking
It
about.
reminds me of that meme that you see on the internet of somebody who sends this big giant text message, and the reply is just, "That's too long for me to read. Congratulations," or "I'm sorry," whichever one works. That's talking to my non-Mason friends.
You got to though. You got. I don't want to say dumb it down, but you got to be mindful when you talk to non-Mason
because it's
people.
so niche.
They do. If you're talking to them on a phone or in person, they're on the phone. You're done talking and you just hear silence. Or when you're talking to them in person, they're just giving you that day and it's you got to be mindful of that. You really do, because
It's like trying to tell my friends that I've been working on committee appointments and changing lodge bylaws. They're going to look at me and go, I don't.
See, that's kind of what prompted, what I was saying. That kind of was what prompted my friend to tell me. He's like, dude, how do you do everything that you do? You're always here, you're always there. You're always doing something, with somebody, and it's like you make that time.
Snort a lot of pixie sticks.
Yeah, pixie sticks. A lot of pixie sticks. But, it's...
Pixie sticks.
Pixie sticks, man. Oh, man, I can want a pixie stick now.
All right.
All right, I don't know where this. All right.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just end this now. We're gonna bring Chris in. We'll talk about the community stuff when we get back.
Good time for Chris to walk out of the room.
Will, I'm gonna need you to let me know what's in the mail.
All right, we're back, and we were just talking about what we got in the mail today. I got my new hat in the mail. It's pretty good. So,
Shout out John.
this second episode, this sort of second portion or third portion is about community builders. As you can see, we're not at Manny's filming today, which I should have mentioned in the first segment, but we're once again here
I think
at
they
Villa
figured
Park.
it out. Wes.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Let me be.
So,
They put a lodge room in that old bar they go to.
yeah,
They should.
Clementos Papados?
So anyways, you guys had a community builders event here at Villa Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is a community builders event in Masonry? Explain to our audience.
Can we do something real quick? Because Wes didn't introduce me.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Will, you got very large, sir.
Will, how'd you tell your
Yeah, that Templar degree is taken by the moment.
So I am Chris Nygren, Villa Park 1113.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Sorry I didn't introduce you.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's been a long day, guys. It really, truly is.
Yeah. So you were saying now?
So, yeah, we did the Community Builders Awards today.
He was more worried about being introduced than the
wanted to be
community builders.
introduced, That's all.
So So
I'm the new guy on the camera, and I'm just like, forget it. We're just gonna go through it. Yeah,
I'm so used to you now.
there you go.
So, community builders event. What does that consist of in Masonry? You guys were there. I was up there.
So the way I put it during the event is we build good men into better men, and we celebrate that by also going out to the community and bettering the community. The Community Builders Awards that we presented tonight were celebrating people who are already in the community making it better. Doing the work without knowing the work.
Yeah.
That's a really cool way to put that.
Yeah, that's a very cool way to put it.
Yeah.
One of the new guys explained it very well. I've never been to a community builders event in Masonry.
No.
So,
as far as I know, this is the first time we've ever done
It's been one in a while, from what I understand.
Park, to my memory, we did the last one in 2013. You might not have even been in yet.
No, I was
definitely not in.
If it was 2013, I was
he
not
just
in.
said he's only been in for 4 months.
You were definitely not in.
Yeah, you weren't. It was cool and interesting to bring back, and I loved watching you guys kind of step up and own it.
Honestly, yeah, I am really proud of you guys, the new guys who took this by the reins and went through it. You guys did a great job, and I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I truly believe it was a great dinner provided by our brother Cliff Duple. Made wonderful barbecue.
It's okay.
And
I mean,
okay.
I've had better.
Yeah. Like I said, I did just come back from Texas, so. But
What?
I'm really, the thing I wanted to say is the recipients of the awards. I truly believe that they were grateful for the awards. I think it was a shock to many of them. That they're like, oh wow, I'm getting an award. I mean, yeah, it's just a piece of paper,
well, I think
but
their shock was more that they were being recognized for something they didn't realize they were doing.
right.
So how do you choose who gets recognized or who gets this award? How do you choose? What's the criteria for it?
Yeah, so our recipients were nominated by brothers of the lodge.
Well,
and these are brothers who are out in the community. They're closer to this community. They understand who's helping out this community that we are part of.
I was having a cigar on the steps, and Marty came up to me and said, "Hey, who do you want to nominate for community builder?"
Wow, really, a real good way to lessen that piece of paper.
Well, no, actually, Chris made a really good choice. I think it was more thought out than that.
It was more thought.
Keep bullshitting everyone.
No, actually, because I can bullshit my way out of this one pretty good. So, Chris, one of the first things when you kind of got in that you told me that you were looking to really get out of this was to be able to meet people.
Yeah,
and while you meet a lot of people in Masonry, sometimes a bunch of us Masons go over to the Knights of Columbus Hall for their corned beef dinner. We meet a lot of other good men. They might not be 100% on our vibe, but they're good people to interact with. And I knew that was something you were looking for. So when the idea that, hey, we're going to bring this great program back that the Grand Lodge recognizes.
Yep.
This is a Chris thing. Who do you want to meet? What do you want to do? And the person you picked was actually all the people that we gave awards to, I thought were very spread out and kind of cool. There was a Shakespeare in the park director.
How many people received the award?
5 tonight.
And one was not here. One couldn't make it.
One was
because he was too busy building the community.
There you go.
Kind of, yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Manny's Ale House.
Manny's Ale House.
And actually, real quick, if anyone's looking for a job in Elmhurst, Illinois, and wants to take the load off Manny from Manny's Ale House, where we usually shoot, so he come get his award next year. Love you, Manny.
Love you, bro. No, you know what though? Honestly, I wish he could have been here because me and him have talked about it before we even did all this for the community award, community builder award. I'm like, bro, we need to give something to Manny. Manny not only lets us film our podcast at his establishment, but I mean, a slew of lodges use his back room for parties.
A slew of everybody.
Everybody.
You know what? I was actually the one who nominated Manny for it. So,
good.
You know what? Actually, let's kind of go run through who we kind of honored tonight, why we honored them, why we feel they're good for Masonry. I'm going to talk about Manny. I'm going to kind of toss it to you for yours at that point. So, generally in all civilized society, the first thing that always pops up is some form or place of worship. The second thing that always pops up is a place to get a nice cold brewski. Sometimes they're in the same building at different times of day. They'll look historically do that. Manny, where we shoot, Manny's Ale House, the Trial Club, or whatever we call it this week. It's always, any night you go in there, there's a group. Maybe Kiwanis is meeting at one of the tables. There's a Cub Scout group. There's a motorcycle group. All the guys from FedEx that just got off are all in there having a drink. Once you kind of realize that he's almost running a very traditional public house if you look at it through the European sense, and there's nothing that we've ever brought to him that never, like when Pineapple threw a luau in his parking lot, that, I didn't even know, that was just bizarre. But that was fun. We had a good time with that. And for Manny to give us a spot in the community where we could always meet, have a reliable situation, I just thought it was really important to signify that he's always kept those doors open in a way that I thought has really benefited the suburbs around here.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I felt. So that's why I, brought up Manny, and I thought it was cool, and we'll get him his award someday. But Chris, so I mentioned someone who creates a public space that you could actually physically go to. You went a very different direction with this award.
Yeah, I did. I didn't know a whole lot of people in the community that are out like doing what Manny does or other people, and I thought, well, what do I do? And like, what I really like and what I enjoy is the Facebook group Weird Villa Park. It started off as just it's what people seeing weird stuff in Villa Park. They throw a picture up and everyone comments and laughs about it, and it started getting funny, and I just started watching it. Yeah. You could go through it and find pictures of toilets in weird places and things like that.
No, that's actually a big thing.
That's a big thing, and I thought,
where's the commode?
This guy actually does something here. He brought all of these people together, and
the group is 5,000 people strong.
It started as a joke, and now it's 5,000 people.
How many people are in this village?
I have no idea what the population is.
2,000.
I mean, it pulls from all the surrounding suburbs.
It's great.
But he actually has built an online community that's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but it actually ties everything together.
Yeah.
It's created a nice space for people to gather and laugh at the weird things that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're the first person to show me it, and the shrine that was at the Jewel parking lot, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life, and just how it just kept on getting bigger and bigger until they finally took it away, and threw everything out or whatever. But that's just awesome. That's funny. And kudos to that guy. I wish I could have got to talk to him. a little bit more.
Talking to him and his lady, or I don't know if that was his lady or his woman he brought. They were really cool people, and it was kind of cool to talk to them about Masonry and use this moment to bring new people here that maybe they don't join. Who cares if he doesn't join? But he got to come here and see a little bit of what we do, and I thought that was super important.
Wait, you didn't hand him a petition?
I told him if he wants to.
He didn't hand him a petition.
If he has any questions or anything like that, just let me know, and we'll get him a petition.
If you find yourself home too often, let me know.
There was no petition handed, but all of the recipients tonight did get a tour of the lodge, courtesy of Brother Bill McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yes, they were up here as I was setting up. I'm like, I didn't realize they were coming up.
Oh, yeah, which was so funny because I didn't realize the tour was really going to go down like it did either. And I knew you were up here and you're in one of your checkered moods. And Wes is like, I'm not going down to dinner with the awards tomorrow. I'm just going to set up in the lodge room. And then out of nowhere,
I've already dealt with people today.
I know.
Dude, he doesn't even want to deal with us.
Yeah, and then I don't know, Bill McCarthy.
Should be happy.
Bill McCarthy's like, I'm gonna bring a parade of all these people to the lodge room. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait for Wes to get hit with that.
Oh, you're such a dick.
Okay, so you picked the guy who runs Weird Villa Park, who is super cool, definitely builds a crazy community. He's great, he does it. But now here's where I love where Masonry gets interesting in the melting pot of all this. One of the other people that were here tonight was a trustee from the village, who's friends with our current worship master-elect. And the village, I don't want to speak out of turn, but maybe the village and that Facebook group don't always get along. Because, okay, there was a great campaign in this Facebook group. So there's 2 pools in town. They closed one. There's some people very upset about it. And then for some reason at the job site where they were closing the other pool, a bunch of wood chips ended up there from village trees. And then there was a very organized effort in the Weird Villa Park group that, hey, if you're displeased with them closing that other pool, please go help yourself to some of the free wood chips from your cheese. And it's kind of cool that we're in this situation where the guy, not that the organizer, that people did that on their own, but he gave them the space to do it. And then the village guy, we're all kind of sitting here breaking bread, talking about how great life is. And that's like one of those moments Masonry can afford you. But I remember, I took some wood chips.
That's funny. So, actually, funny story is we actually did, the guy who, what is he?
Trustee.
A trustee.
Yeah.
We actually did, he wants to join, and we didn't.
Hold on, we don't want to say village trustees or join the Masonic Lodge. It sounds like a conspiracy.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm not blocking that out. You're fucked.
Oh, whatever then. All right, so yeah, no, we did his investigation. I mean, no, he seems like a really cool guy. He seemed, on the up and up, so.
Yeah, I didn't realize that guy was at a fight party at my house like years ago.
Yeah.
Like for some UFC fight, he showed up with some other people, and then like I'm putting two and two together. I'm like,
Which UFC
bro, did
fight?
you?
20.
Does the comment?
No, it was one of the Connor because I always start price for Connor fights. I forget which one it was, but I was like looking, I'm like, bro, did you like eat a bunch of boneless wings at my house once? Not talk to anyone, then ghost? And he's like, maybe.
Community builder.
Community builder.
Well, and then we also honored his mother too, who does the local Shakespeare in the Park program.
Yeah.
She doesn't like that I call it Shakespeare in the Park because it's got like a fancy theatrical name. I'm like, lady, you're doing Shakespeare in the Park. Calm down. Our lodge is going to send you the check every year, but you're doing Shakespeare in the Park.
Oh gosh, wait. Let me know when he gets his first degree, so I know when to release this. So he's already in. It doesn't, leave. So, what for you guys in Villa Park? Is it just fun things, or is it something that somebody did, like with another organization? I know it's been a while, but you guys have had them before. So is it like just a community organization, somebody that builds something in the community, or people that have gotten people together outside of like Boy Scouts and things like that?
I mean, honestly, all of the above. I mean, it should be diverse. Like I said, this is the first one I have ever had or been seen or has been put together since I've joined Villa Park Lodge. Mm-hmm. And I think it went well. I think it was a good mixture of different people. Like, it wasn't just like some politicians. It was actual people that do different things.
And it's people you wouldn't normally see getting recognized.
Exactly.
Because
we had a gentleman who runs one of the dojos, one of the karate dojos here. They don't get recognized.
See, he doesn't just run the karate dojo. He does nights where they get the kids together so the parents can all go on dates.
Yeah, he does a lot of camp.
He does a lot of other stuff.
Cool stuff. That's more why he got it, to be honest.
Okay, well, that's cool. That's
cool. Really neat.
Look at. They're not going to give most people who do things like this aren't going to give somebody the award for that. Okay, they're trying to schmooze somebody who could do something for them. These guys, they're not really going to do nothing for us, but we want to make sure that they are recognized.
So they keep doing the work.
Do what you're doing, but you're doing good work.
I don't want to lessen it as babysitting, but he's like, hey, you need to go out and be adults and have a date.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, the kids are
off your hand, and I'm gonna teach them something.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does like Fortnite karate parties. I mean, he charges a nominal fee, but I know the man ain't getting rich doing it. But he's providing a very useful service.
Yep.
And I know you were kind of.
So are they doing karate there and then doing Fortnite, or are they doing karate on Fortnite?
I don't understand all his parts. He's like, because
I'm not that.
There's a karate and physical element, but it'll be I don't know what it is, but there's always like some current theme of like this is the Fortnite camp week, this is the Pokemon. I don't know what he does, but it's athletic and it's very cool. And he can also vouch that he has students as young as 4 and as old as 77. So I'm not saying this is the dojo you want to go to get into a UFC fight, but it's definitely a great community spot.
Yeah.
So, Chris and Eric, since you guys are fairly new to Freemasonry, did you ever expect this to happen? I mean, with everything that you've seen in the short period that you guys have been Masons, and knowing us, something you would expect from Masonry.
I think I jumped into Masonry head first, and I
got you did
a lot. And I think my first meeting, or like maybe it was just after that, I went to a town hall, and I remember you being there, and I just kind of whatever was happening, I needed to be involved with it. And I didn't know what to expect when I got in, but I made the most out of every situation I could, and 100%. I'm so happy I did. And I brought in one of my best friends, and he's here with us now, and now I have a tight group of friends, and it's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I jumped in 2 feet first. I didn't look where I was going. I think I remember telling myself, I was like, don't join too, because I was here to hear all the stories you guys have. And I tell myself, don't join too much too fast. Don't overdo it. Don't go. So and then the first thing I did was exactly the opposite. I followed Marty to at least 3 different things. And now I'm talking to you guys about York Rite, and that's probably the next step. Hopefully another year away, but probably next month.
One of us.
One of us. But
you know what? It is. That's how
it
is.
But I can honestly say that I can see myself being a better person and doing more for people and not so much more for myself anymore. And being that better person has really opened my eyes to how much more good there is out there than people actually give credit for.
You said that very well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I expected a certain answer, but that...
No,
from
Wes, it sounds like you don't expect much from me.
No, because
honestly,
you are, like you said, 4 months.
Yeah.
And I don't hear that kind of answer a lot from Masons that have only been in 4 months, because usually they only have 4 meetings under their belt. Am I wrong?
No, we've been dragging him to everything.
Yeah, we've been dragging him to everything.
No, but that's good.
But it should be to an extent. It's how it should be.
I'm like that little brother from A Christmas Story. I'm running around after everybody. My arms are out. I can't put them down.
Just drag me wherever you're going. I'll go with. Yeah. No, that was a very.
You know
good
what though,
answer.
too. To be honest with you, like, I think also when it comes to your experience in Masonry, is who you are with, who's around you, and look, I'm not trying to freaking really talk us up that much, but I mean, I could not have asked for a better group of brothers, fellow Masons than what I have in my Blue Lodge, my chapter, my council, my commandery, my grotto, and this podcast. Yeah. I'm very fortunate because you know what? Honestly, there are some guys that I talk to that all they do is go to the one Blue Lodge meeting, and they don't go out. And they don't go out afterwards. They come here and then they go, and it's like cool if that's what you want. If that's what you want out of it, then so be it. But honestly, I think the grand architect of the universe every day that I have such a great group of brothers, and I love you guys. I love Will for handling the cameras right now. Brock, I miss you. Mark, love you too. Tyler, when you finally get done doing whatever you're doing and you come back and help us, that'd be great.
That's another thing that's going on. Mark is up in Wisconsin right now.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Yeah, we're talking about there was a Templar degree today. We did a community builders dinner. The Scottish Rite's doing their reunion weekend. Then half the Grotto guys are up in Milwaukee and Artaban repping for them today.
Yeah.
Dude, Masonry's alive and well. Like, when people look at me and go, "This is a dying organization," I'm like,
maybe on your end, maybe but and that's sad too.
But that's
it goes to the whole thing is what you're doing. Like someone who says, "Oh, it's on a decline and this and this and that." I'm like, where? I'm not seeing it, but maybe I'm lucky. Maybe we're lucky and I'm not seeing it. Because I have to say no.
Well, it's not the 100 guys at the meeting. There's 15 guys at some meetings.
I guess
20.
whatever.
It's
but
not
you know
in
what?
the hundreds.
It is what you make of it. If you're saying it's on a decline and it's downward spiral, that's because you're letting it get there.
Look, it all comes down to quality over quantity, in my personal opinion. And what we have is quality here. I full-heartedly believe that. And it saddens me that some guys don't get to experience that, I guess.
I look forward to everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
There's not a day goes by in a week where I look at the calendar and I say, damn, another Masonic event? No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, yes, I want to go. I'm happy. Let's go.
Oh, I forgot.
Until I show up and they tell me I'm going to be an MC for an event.
It's only 4 months
before it starts.
4 months.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you took that position over for me for this one, because that would have been completely
Strangely
lost.
enough, so this last week, I was super excited because I had 6 days in a row where all I had to do was work and just be at home. That's all. Like, nothing was going on. I'm like, I'm going to relax. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to cook dinner every night. By like 2 days in, I'm like, what the hell do I do in this house? Like, why is this place not interesting? I'm like,
nothing fun is happening.
I'm like, F this TV. Where are my brothers at? And it was like funny. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I'll have this downtime. I'm going to feel great. And I'm just sitting there like, can't wait for the grotto meeting.
Can't go somewhere to talk masonry right now.
I know. Actually, Eric, so I don't mean to put you on blast.
All right.
But I know you're fairly new to this, and you're rocking and rolling. You emceed the event tonight. You did very well. Yeah, I see we're running low on time.
Well, because the cameras will shut off, too.
Will they actually shut off?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell the story really fast. All right, so when you were getting into masonry, you said something once, and maybe it was lost a little bit on you, but I thought it was super cool. And you said something to me once you called me. You were super excited around, you're still doing your degrees, that I went to I think it was K&G or one of the stores today. I own my first suit. I never thought I'd wear a suit, but now I'm dressing like this and I feel great. And it was like one of those moments where you just were like, God, you just like felt like, I don't want to say, oh, I got my big boy son, because it's like kind of patronizing and stupid, but you're like, I finally am part of something where I feel like I should represent myself to this caliber. And you said that, and I'm like, oh, bro, this guy gets it so hard.
And then we had a guy show up for his first degree in sweats.
Who's worn like a suit to everything.
Every other thing. And he
It was not
sweats.
me. It was the other guy that uses a cane, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's the adobo, Wes.
I guess it's
Yeah.
time to wrap it up.
Yeah, with that, any quick comments? I mean, literally quick.
No.
All right, good. All right.
I love you all.
You learn well. Well, normally this brings us to shout out and shots out. Well, we can't do shots because we're in a lodge. So I want to give a shout out to the guy I forgot to introduce, Chris.
Hey.
Chris here just got married. We're at his wedding.
Yep.
Got married to his beautiful wife, Christina.
I was loosely at his wedding.
Yeah, very loosely.
So Maxa and Yoshi both stood up in my wedding, so I was happy everyone was there.
And I was proud to do it. Thank
wears
you.
cowboy
Thank you for
boots.
the.
Very much.
What? I didn't wear my cowboy boots. I wore my cowboy boots today, though. I wore my brand new cowboy boots.
Waiting to put him on the table. Say no sawdust, Joy. Get your boots off the altar.
Jeez, man, I gotta clean that now before anybody does anything. So, with that, shout outs to you, Chris.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
sir. Thank you very much.
Wish you a very happy marriage and
Yeah, bro.
kids and
You
all
married a
that
wonderful
fun stuff
woman,
that
dude.
comes with it.
Yeah, that it was a
Solid.
really awesome wedding.
Yep.
The band was solid.
Yeah, the band was really cool.
Yeah, that was a real good night.
All right, well, with that, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap this up. Thank everybody for watching. If you haven't figured it out, obviously we were on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, all that
MySpace
fun
music.
stuff. I'm not going to ramble them all
8-track.
off, but we're on
Everywhere
Facebook.
your podcasts are available.
We're on Facebook, Instagram.
Cassette tapes.
Please follow us and,
Smoke signals.
subscribe
Like,
and don't watch
comment.
whatever you're going to do.
Subscribe.
So, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
I love you.